Hi, friends. Welcome to Clarity Conversations. This is a series on better conflict management. We all have conflict, we all experience conflict, and we could all do it a little bit better. So, today we're going to talk about control and how to respond better to conflict. So, the concept of control comes in because all of us don't think about this, but the truth is we really only have control over some small bits of the world, right? There's a lot that goes on that we don't have control over, and it can feel overwhelming and very frustrating. And so just thinking about what you do and don't have control over as a concept can sort of help bring about some calm there. So one thought is, the truth is you really only have control over yourself and how you respond and how you prepare for when a conflict might happen. What you don't have control over is the other person or people, what they do or say, when they do or say it, when a conflict happens. But we know some things are going to happen at some time. So knowing that you got to let that stuff go because you don't have control over it versus working on what you can control and improve upon, which again is how we prepare for that and our response to it. So give that some thought as the first piece, because once, like I said, you really kind of get that, then you're able to let more stuff go than you may have before. And the more you let go, then the more capacity you have to work on what you want to work on, to do things better, to respond better, and to manage things better. So then let's talk about response. So the next piece is, all right, so now that I recognize I don't have control over that and I need to control this, how am I going to respond? So I break it down into three pieces: pause, respond, and review. So pause is that first piece that is really critical in making a difference between a reaction and a response. Reaction, of course, is really quick. It just sort of falls out of our mouth. Sometimes it isn't exactly what we meant to say, and it can make things worse. Versus a response means you've given it some thought and some intention. So pausing really impacts that. Now, if it's like a email exchange, absolutely you can pause, pull your hands off the keyboard, give it a minute. Sometimes it's an exchange that's over a long period of time and you can take a day or some hours or whatever it is. The hard one, of course, is when it's face-to-face and you're right in the middle of a conversation with somebody. Maybe it's something heated, if it's with your partner, and there's a lot of emotion involved. That pause is really hard. So I'm not saying this is easy, but I am suggesting that you try it, consider it, know that the pause really impacts how you respond versus react. So then respond, right? And that is different from a reaction because you don't attack back. There's not criticism. There's not blame. It's more about trying to gain understanding of what the other person is saying or asking for or what they mean, clarifying any details, as well as expressing what you need to say and ask for and how you're feeling. So it's the two pieces: understanding where they're coming from and what you need to say to get what you need out of the situation. That's more of a response. You can tell there's more body to it than just like a snap back reaction. And then the third piece is review. And the idea there is to just give it some thought later on. Like, how did I do? Did I do that well, or did I totally flub it and make it worse? You probably did some things well. If you tried to pause, if you thought about it, hey, give yourself credit for that. And then, how did I respond? Did I ask a question because I really wanted to know? Did I try to gain some understanding? Did I try to express myself in a non-attacking kind of way? So be kind to yourself. Don't beat yourself up if you didn't do so great. Give yourself credit for what you did well, and then recognize what maybe didn't go so great. And then just keep that in your mind so that next time, if your intention is there to do it better, you're more likely to do so. And then when you do these reviews of yourself after these situations, whether it's partner or business or in community, review how you respond to things, you're going to start to see patterns. And the more you recognize the patterns in yourself, the easier it's going to be to change what you know you need to change to make things better. It's also going to become easier to recognize, well, I don't have control over that, but here's what I do have control over, and here's what I'm going to do well, and I'm going to try my best, and I'm just going to keep trying and keep practicing. And that's really the big piece about it, is just to try and practice. And then it gets easier. It just does over time, if that's your intention. So those are the pieces, right? Control what you do and don't have control over. And basically it's, you got control over yourself and nothing else. And then how you deal with the conflict when it does come your way. Pause if you can, keep trying, and then respond versus react, and then review. So I hope you find that helpful. I hope you guys have a great Friday and weekend, and I'll see you again hopefully next Friday.